All right, so let's flip it. Do you have a favorite childhood day or time period that you, if you could, you would go back to?
Did I say what it was?
Previously, you said any moment where everybody was alive.
Yeah, that would be the best. That'd be it. When everyone is alive, grandmom, dad, grandpops. When everyone is alive.
Okay. Okay, got it. Why so? Why so? For you?
I think my life would be different if my grandma would have lived longer.
How so?
Because my grandmother was my motivation to not do what everybody else did. My grandmother used to say women repeat themselves. And you're going to have a baby young like your mom did, and you're going to do absolutely nothing. So I went to college, and then I went to Omega Institute. And then I had to find my way. And then I went back to college in 2014, and I graduated my associates, and I graduated another degree, cardiac sonography. So I've been in cardiology over 20 years. So
we skipped over some stuff. Let's slow it down 1 second. So your grandmom said women repeat themselves, meaning you repeat other women's past.
Right.
So your mom got pregnant young, so you're going to get pregnant young too.
Yeah.
Which you actually did, so
right.
she was right.
And that's why I hit it, because I could not.
Because you remember her saying that.
I could not be the disappointment.
Okay, got it.
So I will always live with that. Like my grandma, even when I was in school and on welfare, and we would go to the supermarket, and I'd be like, "Here, grandma, take my card for food stamps." She would cuss me out. Like, I don't want that. I'll sell them.
Right.
Only saying but a word. She would never take food stamps from me. As long as you're working and doing something to better yourself, like you said, use the system. And in New Jersey, you can use the system. Philadelphia, absolutely not.
So, by the way, how do you sell food stamps for somebody who does it?
So, if you got 300...
If you got 300 of food stamps...
You sell for $150.
For the actual money?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So, Philly different. They'd be like, give me $450 for 300 food stamps.
Right.
But, yeah, that's how you sell them.
Okay.
So, that's literally what I would do because
on an actual card, you can only buy certain stuff. If you have money, you can buy what you want.
Camden, we went to the corner store. We got every cereal we wanted on Wick, everything. You can do what you want.
Right, but you can't go and buy like a new car or something or something.
No.
Right, that's the point I'm making. Food. Exactly. It's strictly for food, so if you sell them for the money, then you can buy whatever you want with the money. Right. Got it.
So that's what it was. And then if you know welfare, they won't give you extra cash for every baby you have. You have to like be off and work straight for 12 months. And I just knew it because she worked there. So, and then everybody that went to welfare and sat at her desk, she thought was my friend.
Okay. So you got pregnant. Mm-hmm. In fact, in high school you got pregnant. Mm-hmm. Do you have the baby in high school or after high school?
No, I actually had him September 1997. So I had you had to graduate. Oh,
you were a senior in high school with a kid. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. So
and she put me out when I...
she put you out?
When I lied, because I lied about the adoption.
What adoption? You haven't mentioned that yet.
Yeah, I had lied about... I told her I was giving the baby up, and I was looking at houses and places, and I knew that I wasn't.
And she was okay with that?
Yeah, because she didn't want no baby in her house.
Okay.
She didn't care.
She probably I raised my kids.
And then when I had the baby, that's when, it was like...
So where'd you go?
Philly. 59th of Springfield.
Okay, back to
so
home base number 2.
Right. So then I would have to... They made me take the train and bus back and forth with my baby to my grandmama's house to do homeschooling.
Okay, so you didn't go physically to school your senior year?
Yeah, I did. But like for that first 6 weeks, I was doing homeschooling back and forth.
Okay.
And then at the time, it was like either you're going to leave Camden High because your grandma don't want you there. And then eventually she said, you can come back here with that baby. Her exact words, you will finish high school. I don't care what else you do. But if you feel like you're ready to drop out, you're going to get out. Then a couple months passed and then got to the point where she didn't want me home with the baby. Can't touch her baby now. It's her baby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
she became attached.
Right. So then it got to the point where I would come home and she would say things like, oh, are you going back out? No, I'm coming home. She was like, no, your son acts different when you're here. And I would leave.
Wow.
And so it became, I was just spoiled.
Your grandma was raising your son?
Not necessarily my grandma was raising my son. I just had a lot of free time.
Got it.
Because if he wasn't with her, then the dad's mom would come and take the baby. And then I'd just be like...
So you had help. You had help that a lot of young girls don't have.
I definitely didn't have that struggle of
I don't have a babysitter. I got to drop out of school.
I was free.
Right.
Or my sister had my son. Like, it got to the point where they thought that was her son.
Was his dad contributing?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And then his dad was murdered, so.
Oh, sorry to hear that. Okay. So did your son get a chance to at least know him?
Oh, yeah, he knew him.
Okay.
I mean, he knew him as much as 2 years you can know him. And then he was stabbed in the heart by his girlfriend.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
No. And then...
So you finished high school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
You finished high school and you said you went to college. Mm-hmm. Where'd you go?
My first college, I went to Camden Community College.
Okay.
Downtown Camden.
Okay.
And then as I go in there...
Did you know what you wanted to major in?
Hell no.
Nah, so you were just
I knew I wanted to do something with the dead because my grandma used to call me morbid.
Okay.
I was morbid. I still am.
Okay.
So I couldn't go to mortician school because it was all the way in Trenton at the time.
Okay.
So I just ended up leaving college and went to Omega Institute for like multi-skilled tech, which is like a CNA who can draw blood.
Okay.
And I ended up working at Cooper.
What was Omega Institute, by the way?
I don't know.
It's kind of like
a little medical school over there on Route 70.
Okay.
You remember it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for people watching, they're like, "What's Omega Institute?"
Yeah.
It was probably like a
Like a
They do specialized training and stuff.
There you go.
So you can go there after. Right. But I think Omega, is it specifically just medical field type stuff?
I don't know.
You had no friends. You went
crazy.
to class.
I got put out of there too.
You got put out?
They ended up taking me back.
Wait, so what happened with that?
I don't know. I feel like every time I'm in somewhere, something always happened. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I do remember Archie Bunker died when I was there. I was like crying in class and 9/11.
Okay. Oh, that happened when you were at Omega.
Yeah, and remember Taisha Waters?
I don't personally.
You don't know Taisha
Maybe I gotta
Waters?
see her face.
Yeah, she went to school with us, and her brother was like in the Army, so she started crying, and her mom came and picked us up, and I remember everything from 9/11, and I was nervous about my grandma because she was in a government building.
Right.
And, it was like, oh.
So you were in class when it happened?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. At Omega Institute?
At Omega Institute, 9/11, never forget it.
So you got your certification from there?
I did.
Okay, and what was it in?
A multi-skilled technician, which is just like a patient care tech.
A glorified CNA.
Right, with some little extra stuff.
Okay.
And
you weren't satisfied with that?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, and then I got cross-trained in the hospital for cardiology, which is like stress testing and all that good stuff.
So you were actually doing it. You got certified at Omega and you got a job in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, Cooper.
You working at Cooper Hospital in downtown Camden?
Yep, North 9.
Okay.
I'll never forget. And I used to always run to the helicopter when she'd be like, trauma alert, shock trauma, stat. I'd be like, what? I'll be right back to make sure what nobody knew.
Right. Okay.
That, and then I got cross-trained in cardiology after that.
Okay. What is cardiology?
Anything dealing with the heart. So I was doing stress testing, EKGs, Holter monitors, and stuff like that. And I did that for a long time until I went back to school in 2014.
So let's stop. You did it for a long time. Why? Because you got comfortable or because you actually loved doing it?
I love the heart.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the heart as an organ.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were doing that? You were doing all the heart stuff?
Yes.
Like anything heart related, they call you?
Anything heart related that I was qualified to do, I was doing it.
Okay.
So then administrator.
So qualified to do. Was there anything that you wanted to do that you were unqualified to do?
Work in the morgue.
Okay.
So I would be the one tagging the tools, cleaning the bodies on North 9.
Right.
Because I just be so excited.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Like, we got another death. Yes.
Yeah, they would call me like, Ayesha, can you clean up my jail? Sure.
Right.
Text somebody, it was such a guy.
You knew the hood news before everybody else.
Right.
And
then I ended up working at Jefferson.
Okay.
And then eventually it was time to move up in cardiology. So I went back to school in 2014.
Right.
To CCP, which is Community College of Philadelphia.
Okay.
And I graduated with my associates. And then I got accepted into the cardiac sonography program at Washburn University. And then...
Wait, what's cardiac sonography?
Ultrasounds of the heart, echo.
Okay.
And then,
why would somebody need one?
Why would somebody need one?
Like, for a guy, when you hear the word ultrasound, you thinking it's
Well,
for a
ultrasound
pregnant
of the heart.
of the heart. Yeah.
Yes.
So why would you do one on somebody?
Oh God.
Like, would you do one on somebody perfectly healthy?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. So it's like when a doctor gets the stethoscope and listens to your heart?
Yeah, they can hear a murmur or something. They might want me to look at the murmur. Or cancer patients or abnormal EKGs, things like that. We have to look at LV function, wall function of the heart, make sure it's pumping properly. And look for leakages and things of that nature.
So there's nobody who could tell you anything about the heart. You good?
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And then I got accepted. Then my son was shot. So I had to withdraw from the program.
Why?
Because he was literally about to lose his leg.
Okay.
And he had over several surgeries, several blood transfusions, 75 staples. And in that type of program, you got to be focused. It's not one of them programs where you could just be like, oh, I'm dealing with something now. Because if you don't have a C average the first semester, they throw you out. And you start all from over from the beginning.
So what was happening in your personal life, you couldn't focus on school.
So they accepted me after we got all over. And then I graduated August 2018.
Congratulations. Nice.
Cardiac sonographer.
Okay. Let's get back. Is there anything in your childhood that you feel that occurred that affected your life forever, either negatively or positively?
Did I answer that before?
If I look at the notes.
I like your little notebook. I just want to make sure I'm saying the same stuff.
You said overall, there were bad decisions and good decisions that you made that you feel like kind of affected you. And then you went to explain, like you wound up getting your associate's degree.
Right.
You wound up getting your cardiac sonography degree. You, like, the things that happened in your childhood with all the fighting and all the trouble you were getting in, there was a point that clicked there where you said, I got to do something with myself.
Right.
Okay.
Right. There you go. Khalid. Wait a minute. He answered that one. I couldn't remember.
What's your overall perception of how your childhood affected your life personally? Like, so who is the Ayesha of today? Who are you? Who's the person that you've become? And do you feel that all the things that happened growing up kind of molded you into who you are now?
No. I don't think my childhood molded me. I think my sons molded me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the trauma of me losing my grandmother and all that happened after she left.
Right.
With the fighting with the family, Kevin. Fighting with the family and all that changed me. Okay.
Into who? Who are you today?
I'm Ayesha. I'm not Ayesha. I'm Ayesha. My exterior the hard exterior is slowly falling apart because I'm a really sweet person.
Right.
But I feel like there's times in my life I have to be hard.
Okay.
And that I think with happiness that it just peels back as you go. You don't have to be so hard. Like I'm not.
Like all day, every day, just walking around tough.
Like you said, you thought I was a certain person.
A lot of people have the image of you from being a fighter in the hood when you're just a fun-loving.
Right.
I don't want to be fighting every day.
Right.
I'm a regular woman who needs to be loved and treated and hugged and squeezed like every other woman.
Like I wish that people didn't have that perception of me of the mean one. I am outspoken, and I will say at times that I probably don't take people's feelings into consideration when I say things or necessarily how I say things. So that I'm still learning because I can be like, what? Right. But so I think a lot of people fall back away from me because of that. Okay. But I'm like little sweet little yogi.
I hear that. In conclusion, give some advice to blank-year-old you. If you could pick any younger version of Yogi, any younger version of Ayesha, with everything, the woman who you are today, everything you know now, if you could go back and talk to yourself, how old would she be and what would you tell her?
I don't remember what I said. So I think I said something like, I'll tell my 10-year-old self. What did I say?
That she is too beautiful to be out here fighting every day.
And then I think I told my 15-year-old self the same thing. You're too beautiful to be out here fighting and things of that nature. And then I think I told my 18-year-old self the same thing. No, I wasn't fighting at 18. But
You told your 18-year-old self, like previously, that to never give up.
right, there you go. Never give up. Don't.
Were there times that you wanted to quit and just say F everything? Did you
I wouldn't say there was times I wanted to quit. There were times where I was put in a position to maybe quit. But I never did. I wouldn't say I was like, oh, I'm done with this.
Right.
I just worked hard.
So you had 2 sons, but nothing would stop you. You
Right.
wound up like doing a lot of the things that you wanted to do. You go on vacation a lot. You like to have
I
fun.
travel a lot.
You have girls' night.
I do.
Hey, and working hard allows you to play hard.
Right. And even when you ain't working like me, I still play.
I know that's right.
Like, I just feel like life is just, you have to stop and take time for you. And I learned that the hard way. Because you can kill yourself. Stress will kill you. It will make you look bad. It'll make you look old. You got to stop and do for you. I don't care if you got $20. There is a Groupon for $7.99 for dinner somewhere.
I know that's
You
right.
might not like it. And so I just do that. So I definitely just enjoy life.
Ayesha, we thank you for coming through.
Hopefully there's a part 2.
Hey, whenever you want to come back through, feel free.
Okay.